Hi everyone, it's your girl 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, and I'm making another video for this wonderful solar eclipse. I thought this would kind of be a fun video to make, and it is about finding your tarot reader, psychic, medium, whatever, when it comes to divination, because it is not a one-stop shop kind of deal. I mean, it definitely takes time to find the right reader, the right psychic. I don't personally don't have a therapist, but I heard people say, you kind of got to shop around for a therapist, and it can take years. And it's honestly the same thing with psychics and readers, because I kind of put readers into two categories. Either they're good readers or great readers. And to be honest, I've had hundreds of readings over the years. I've always been, as you know, I've always been into the occult. I always went to the psychic fairs to, if I'm in a new city, I'll just check out a psychic just because I love it, right? And the way that I differentiate between the good readers and the great readers is the good readers kind of give you a decent reading, but the reading is very broad. So they'll be like, oh, you're going to meet somebody and you're going to be in a long distance relationship and they're going to have light colored eyes. And it's like, okay, that really narrows it down. Or they'll be like, yeah, you're going to find a job soon and you're going to be happy there. And it's like, okay, great. Just really, really broad readings, which honestly, I don't think that they're bad. I would never consider that bad. I usually take that as, they might be new to their craft. They might still be figuring it out. Or they might just not be as connected to their higher self as they may think and might need to work on that. So I don't judge when it comes to that harshly, but the way that I judge for a great reader is somebody that sees something that they couldn't have just pulled from the air, that aren't on the cards. It's strictly messages that they receive from their higher self that they just know. They just know things about it, about a certain situation, something that's coming up that they need to warn you. They just know. They just receive messages and they're just really connected to their deck of cards, to their crystal ball, whatever it is that they're using. I'm going to use an example. I go to an occult shop this retrograde is killing me. There's an occult shop where I buy all my occult tools from. And she's a really sweet lady. She practices voodoo. And she's the type that can look at you and can just say something. And funny enough, anytime she's said something to me, it's really, really random. Not even something that I don't ask her. We're just having, because we always have long conversations when I go to her store. And she'll be like, oh, this is happening. This is what they look like. This is the car they drive. And she'll just tell me about this person that I'm about to meet. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? I didn't think much of it. And then lo and behold, everything she said has come to pass. Spot on. She doesn't use any tools. This is just her reading me when I come into the store. So that definitely goes into the pile of a great reader. Okay. There's also something else you need to take into account when it comes to a good reader. Okay. You need patience in order for things to happen, because a lot of the time when people go to a reader, they go because they want to hear a particular thing. They want to ask about something going on in their life, and they want the now, right? They want these things to happen now. They're like, they go to a reader, the reader's great, but they leave thinking that the reader is not so great because what they were told doesn't align with what they want to hear. Myself included. I used to be, still can be stubborn. But I used to be really stubborn to the point where, there's a couple times where I went to great readers, but what I was hearing was not what I wanted to hear. I was young, I was new to all this stuff, and there was one that was like, this is going on, why do you keep doing this? You're surrounding yourself with the wrong people, you know all this, why do you keep making the wrong decision? And to be honest, at the time, I didn't see what she was talking about. It wasn't until I started doing my shadow work, inner child work, taking accountability that we all love to do, that I looked and I was like, she was right. I walked away thinking that she was a fraud, but everything she said was bang on, and she did not use any form of divination. It was all done on Skype. She sat in a dark room. She told me everything, and everything came to pass. Give or take a few things that weren't quite on weren't quite what she said, but most of what she said was bang on. And it wasn't stuff that she would have known unless she was in my like close friend group. Okay, so you need to allow things to happen. Don't go to a reader and think after 3 months it's going to happen. Even 6 months to a year. Give it a couple years to happen. Because I've had readings done where they're like, this and this is going to happen. It didn't come to pass. I was like, okay, toss into the bin of okay readers. A year later, everything they said came to pass. So you need to find a reader using your intuition, but you also need to be patient. Okay, allow things to happen. Don't go to one reader and then another and another. Just, it's not healthy to get a bunch of readings done in 1 year. I say, give or take, I'd say at the most, maybe 2 readings each year. You know, allow things to happen, and you need to stay grounded in this journey. Like I always say, spirituality is wonderful, is great, but you need to remain grounded. And you'll notice that as you become more grounded and as you become more trusting in your own intuition, in your own spiritual and psychic abilities, because if you're watching my channel, you definitely have them, you're not going to be as reliant on them. And I think that, you know, psychics and tarot readers are an excellent tool, but you shouldn't be reliant on them. You shouldn't be calling them and being like, okay, this is happening. What should I do? Ask the cards, ask this. I've done that before too. I have a very good friend who is a reader for me. She's an excellent reader. And, you know, she puts her foot down and she says, I'm not giving you a reading on this. You need to trust your intuition. You know what's happening. You had all the signs and synchronicities. Now you need to let it happen. Okay. So you need to, you know, like I always say, like, be receptive to the reading, but also you need to know when to just lock it in and just allow things to happen. Okay. Because I mean, I love, as you know, well, obviously I love spirituality, but I also worry about people being taken advantage of on this journey because there are a lot of scam artists. I've never been scammed when it comes to spirituality, but I've had people want to try and take advantage of that. Like, they'll try and scare you and be like, oh, there's a demon after you. There's this and this after you. Like, maybe, actually, you know what? That'll be a whole new video. This is just specifically finding a good reader. When you find that good reader, hold on to them. I personally don't think it's good to just keep shopping around when you already have a good reader. I think it's great to stick with them. You know, if they give you the messages that you need to hear, they're able to connect with your higher self to tell you what it is that you need to do, things that need to change, keep that reader. Okay? Once you find them, lock it in and keep them. So I hope you like this video. I love you guys so much. Take care.